Hi beautiful friends, welcome to today's video. I just want to make a quick announcement before we move into today's topic, which I'm so excited to talk with you about. I was just playing with some divination cards before we got started, and I'm doing live personalized card readings on Instagram every Wednesday just for the summer. Okay, so I don't have like an exact end date in mind, but I'm thinking probably through late July, August maybe. But every Wednesday around lunchtime Arizona time, I'm going to be going live on Instagram, just so long as there's still childcare available. But yeah, I should be able to be there every Wednesday, checking in with you guys, giving you live personal messages that are coming through just for you and for the collective that joins that live call or watches the replay. And there's details about that over on my Instagram account, so I would love to see you guys there at some point this summer. I think that would be super fun to connect in that way. I love giving card readings. It's just so much fun. Now today, I've got my notes here. They are digital today, not on my notepad. Family routines and rhythms to call in magic and synchronicities and those moments of divine guidance. Ooh. I'm so excited about this because this has been really part of my journey. Okay, so let's talk about this transition. Okay, so I'm in my 20s. I'm waking up. I'm being very spontaneous, and I'm left my job, and I'm, I am really embracing life in the way like an animal would, right? And with that, I had this huge sense of freedom, and I actually only did that for like this much time until I had my daughter. This all really came to be when I became pregnant. Life became much more lucid to me, and I really started waking up. Okay, so that happens, and then I start to it's easy when you've got one child and they're super small, you still can travel quite a lot. And I was being very spontaneous, and life was able to speak to me in these seemingly like, how shall we say, like big ways, loud ways. Like the synchronicities would be super loud. Like I would meet someone on a road trip that was just like, we have this like remembrance of each other and this like the most of the mostest conversation, you know what I mean? And you're like out and you're doing all of that, right? So like that's sort of what my definition of like magic and being in the magic of life. It was coming because I was giving myself so much freedom to be exploring and playing in it. Now, because of the season of life that I'm in, because of the focus that I have on being of service to mothers, because of the ages of my children now, and I have 2 children now, I am in a different place where it's all about being at home. It's all about embracing being at home. And so those really fantastical synchronicities, I really loved having those strong confirmations from spirit, those now come through in a different way. They come through our family routines and the activities that I plan, or that my husband, Ben, that he plans as a father, the activities I plan as a mother. We have to be more sensitive to what the present moment is offering. And we have to sort of like really become even in this next level of like lucidity, right? Because there aren't these like so many options for external factors to be shaping my confirmation that I am on my path, right? So how do you create that in a family? And what the journey that Ben and I have been on is that we have discovered the ways that Spirit speaks to us through our family routine. So I want to give you guys some, I've been thinking about this and I wrote some things down. So I'm referring to my notes. So for us, as we've transitioned into this very routine family time, what we are noticing, what we are really diving into and having deeper conversations about would be the artwork that comes through our children. The watercolors and the way that the water decides to dry and be on the page. What shapes am I seeing? What, like using watercolors as a divination tool. Really encouraging my children to open up and share about their dreams. Really encouraging these moments where mom and dad can just sit back and the children are exploding with imagination, and they're such pure channels that there's a lot of just allowing and guiding, but like a lot of allowing and listening what wants to come through and express them and not shaming them for any of it. I just want to take this, I'm hearing this message, I really want to remind parents of starseeds that your children are channeling a lot of information, and it's okay to catch them in a moment where they're channeling collective conscious information or something that they've just they're just picking up on so much, and it can come through in their play, right? But when they're in their play, we don't want to shut them down. We don't want to make them wrong. You really need to like learn how to be water and to like, let's like flow this into a different perception of like, you know, whatever it is. If I think of an example, I'll share it. Maybe that could be something just like an Instagram stories, because that stuff happens so subtly in the moment where you catch your child, you know, talking about something and you're like, whoa, where did they pick that up? You know, like, where is that coming from? And it's okay. It's like every parent goes through that, and it's a really intense time on the planet, and there's just like a lot of things that they're exploring and expressing within themselves. So like, it's cool. It's okay. All right. Just be present, continue listening, and listening for whatever support it is that they need that you are unable to provide, and you're doing a great job. For creating a sensation of magic in the family, I think the more that we allow the entire family to dip into creativity and to schedule in times where we can really submerge ourselves in nature and really allow for the animals and the nature spirits to merge in with our family experience, there is so much magic to be found. There is so much synchronicity to be found. And at about age, depending on your child, but anywhere from 4 to 6, they can communicate with you when they experience a synchronistic moment. And that is super empowering to teach your children, because then you guys can have that connection point about what a synchronicity is. And my 6-year-old is constantly being like, that's a synchronicity. And I missed it. I totally missed it because I'm like in my adult, world. And she's like pointing out a synchronicity that happened, and I'm having a mini like, oh my gosh, yes, that is absolutely a synchronistic moment, and like enjoying that magical moment of experiencing a synchronicity. It really is, it's a few things. It's empowering our kids to express and share this language of synchronicity, right? And what they are experiencing in their dreams, and really being such a present listener for their dreams and asking them like, well, why do you think that dream is coming up? Or if they're having, scary dreams, like it's just being there and really tuning in with them and really dropping in with them and talking until they feel complete about it, which sometimes can be a really long time, and that's okay. This slowing down piece, so like empowering the children, right, to have their definition and their perception of synchronicity, also for myself, really appreciating the more subtle signs and really tuning in with the nature spirits just around my home, and deepening into those relationships and the consistency of always going out to water the garden, and there's always that same hummingbird, or there's always that same morning dove, you know, and developing these like really magical relationships just in, you know, the little sovereign territory of your queendom that you are, you know, you are creating, you know, your Garden of Eden. And there is so much magic to be found through the child's eyes. So I just wanted to be that like breath of fresh air reminder today that there is really so much magic. Oh, I love you so much. Please like and subscribe, and I would love it if you shared this video with like another family or someone who needs this breath of fresh air reminder today as well. And I have new resources for you in the description of this video. So thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.